I'm gonna be honest with you, things are not looking up for society as a whole. This Epstein situation is getting out of hand, and if you've been here on the channel, you know that I've decided I have to get involved, which is why I released my list revealing the DC villains that I believe are on the flight logs, were on the client list. That was not enough to persuade the administration and whoever has their hands on these files to release them. So I am now going to expose every Marvel villain that has attended Epstein's Island. And this is another list. It's got a lot. I think I know all of these at a quick glance. Once again, I saw a bunch of lists. There were ones that literally had like 300 plus villains on them. And I just didn't know what to do with that. So here we are. And we're going to go through this. So as we'll go over this again in case you didn't watch the last video. Top 1% attendance. Self-explanatory. People who they love to go there. That's the jam. Right below that, frequent flyer. You know, gone a couple times, handful of times. They're not shy about going. Was tricked. Someone who was brought to this island for blackmail purposes. As we all know, Epstein Island was a blackmail operation by some intelligence agency somewhere. And they decided to go back a couple times. You know, they might be like begrudgingly going, but they took part in some of the events. Maybe didn't, but they were there. Below that, only there for the barbecue. They show up, they snorkel on the beach. That's gonna bother me. That T is not capitalized. They partake in some of the events on the side, and they kind of know what's going on. They have a pretty good idea, but they just turn a blind eye to it, and then never attended. Also self-explanatory. They never went to the island. So we're gonna get right into this. We're gonna rank all these people, starting from the top. First up, I'm fairly certain that is Ronan the Accuser. Powerful figure in like Cree politics, I guess you would say. I just can't imagine him going. I think he might get an invitation, but he just wouldn't show up. Is my thoughts. I don't know why he would go there. You know, he's out in space and he's busy. I just can't imagine a world where you're there doing some things and you look over and Ronan the Accuser's there. Next up is Madame Mask. I get very odd vibes off of her. I know I went over in my DC villains that I don't think many women would go to the island, even though we have Ghislaine Maxwell, who was involved, but I just feel like in these tiers, women generally, as we've seen statistically, prefer not to engage in this kind of crime with people they're unaware of. We've seen that women prefer to target, female predators prefer to target individuals they're familiar with. But there are some times when I don't know, and something about Madame Mask always gives me a funny vibe. Maybe it's the way her mask looks. I don't know what it is, but makes me a little uncomfortable. And that's why she's going into frequent flyer. Couple times. Dark Phoenix. All-powerful space alien god in Jean Grey's body. She would just explode the earth before she would attend like a Epstein Island for any reason. So no, she's just going there. I'm fairly certain this is Killmonger. Like, I'm not positive. I'm gonna look it up. Here, we're gonna look it up. Killmonger comics. Yeah, that's him. That's Killmonger. I can't find the exact picture that was used. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, the lighting is different, but even has the gun smoke on it. Killmonger. I think he's just like a fucked up soldier guy. So, I'm admittedly not super familiar with him outside of the movie, but I know a little bit about him. I'll put him in frequent flyer, never attended. I feel like I put a lot of these guys in never attended, but it's because I don't want to force people into going, like, because it's funny. I want to be honest with myself. I feel like he doesn't have any morals. So he'd probably go for, like, from what I understand, I think he would go to gain influence and make connections. That's what I think. He's going to freaking flyer. Enchantress. She's super sus. Another, man, maybe these Marvel women are just more evil. There weren't that many DC female characters. I'm seeing quite a bit on this. She's pretty messed up. Yeah, I could see her there. I could, like, if I was, like, at an island, if I was on Epstein Island, and all the most evil, like, Marvel figures were there, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Enchantress in the corner. I'd be like, that kind of makes sense. We're dropping her in freaking flyer. Yeah. Okay. Dormammu. Again, interdimensional warfaring demon god being. I just think he wouldn't go. I think they might invite him and be like, fuck you, kill yourself, I'm Dormammu, I don't have time for this shit. Yeah, he's not going to be there. Sandman, not going to be there. This might just be my understanding of, like, the movies and other adaptations overriding, because I've definitely read a lot of Spider-Man comics, and I'm pretty sure that Sandman has a daughter in the comics that he cares about. And I think that he's a good man when it comes to children. So he's going in the never attended tier. And this Marvel list is turning out much differently than the DC one so far. Okay, this is looking like Electro, Max Dillon. Growing up, my favorite Spider-Man villain. Probably still is. I just think Electro's cool. But they're kind of, Spider-Man villains kind of like Flash villains. They make me a little uncomfortable sometimes. And there were a lot of Flash villains I just bopped up on there because they were just suspect. And I think he's in there. I get slimy, creepy vibes off of him, off of Electro. He seems very sleazy, almost like a Richard Brake type character, like Richard Brake would play him in a movie. And yeah, so he's going a freaking flyer. I think that's where he belongs. Crossbones. And he's just pretty fucking evil in the comics. He's pretty messed up. He loves murder. He loves mass murder. He's just fucking pure evil. He's probably going to be our first top 1%. I just wouldn't put much past Crossbones. He's just so fucked. So enjoy. There you are. Have a good time. Shumagorath. I mean, same deal as Dormammu. Like, he's a fucking eyeball. What's he gonna do? Watch? He can do that from the comfort of his own home. He can see anything. He wouldn't go. And he wouldn't even know. Like, they'd send him a letter. He'd be like, what is this? He's like, I don't understand this. It's beneath my comprehension. The Lizard. Another never attended. Because he's not stupid. Like, a lot of these people are pretty smart. So I just don't think he would go. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's Kurt Connors. He's a good guy. He's a never attended. Baron Zemo, though, similar to Crossbones. Pretty fucking evil. The type of person you would want on your Epstein Island. Like, powerful figure, has a lot of money, evil Nazi man. He's going to be a top 1% attendance. He's there at he has the VIP pass. He's at the fancy banquets. Yeah, I think he's top 1%. Is this Typhoid Mary? I don't know who this is. Hold up. Let's see. Typhoid Mary comic. I think that is. Because she has the sword, it looks like. Does she have the sword? I mean, my first vibe is Black Widow, but it's clearly not. But her face doesn't look like it's painted or anything. I have no idea. I'm going to call that Typhoid Mary. I think it might be a little bit of an obscure pull for this list, though. Let me see. It's... If someone in the comments knows who this is, and you can correct me, then do that, and I'll reply to your comment and say where I think they actually belong. But I'm pretty sure that's Typhoid Mary. I would bet on it. And because of that, she's going to frequent flyer. Typhoid Mary's pretty messed up. She's a little psycho. I'm definitely putting her in there. Taskmaster. Tony Masters. The ability to copy anything he sees. What I like about Tony Masters is that he's a loudmouth idiot who is only one of the best assassins in the world because he got lucky with his superpower. He's just a drunken moron who happens to naturally be good at everything he does. But he does not have the ability, like, learning great skills and dedicating yourself to a craft inevitably leads to some form of maturity or responsibility or just a certain behavior, but he has none of those. He is very crass and immature and childish because he never had to work for anything. He's pretty messed up, but I don't think he does anything with kids. I'm putting him in only there for the barbecue because he is an idiot, and I could see him, working the grill, with some shrimp on his skewer, maybe some steaks, and stuff's going on behind him, and he's kind of aware, but he's like, I'm just here for the food. Sabretooth. A character that has never been done proper justice in the movies. They almost kind of did in the X-Men Origins Wolverine, but even then, they don't cover how fucking evil this guy is. Like, he's just messed up. Like Crossbones, I wouldn't put anything past him. So he's going right up there. I could see a messed up Wolverine story where they're like, yeah, he went to the island. So he's going 1% attendance. The Hood. He just had his debut in Ironheart. This is another villain I really like. Man possessed by demon, evil crime lord, satanic figure in the Marvel universe. And you know what's a satanic? Epstein's Island. That weird little building with the blue and white on it. Suspect. I could see him chilling there. I feel like if you open the door and you saw him praying inside, I wouldn't be very surprised. I'd be like, yeah, saw that coming. He's freaking flyer. I don't know if he's any more. Scorpion, Matt Gargan. He's pretty messed up, but also kind of a dumbass. Kind of stupid. I feel like it wouldn't be hard to trick him into going. But I feel like he's almost was tricked. But I think he's just so dumb that he would enjoy hanging out with the boys. He feels like he's one of the boys, so he would just want to hang out. Not that being one of the boys involves turning a blind eye to Epstein stuff, but like he would want to play some volleyball on the beach with his buddies. That's called being one of the boys. But the other stuff is that's just wrong. Abomination. I don't want to just be like anyone who's big and dumb goes and only there for the barbecue. Because Abomination's pretty messed up. I think I might put him in a was tricked. Because Abomination isn't a fucking idiot. He's not like the Hulk where he loses all his brain power. I think they trick him and he'd show up there He'd see what was going on. They'd be like, pranked, you've been blackmailed now. He's like, fine, I'm going to go fight the Hulk. Call me when you need me to do something, whatever you want. Okay. He's going there. Carnage? There's only two options for him. He is either top 1% attendance, or he was just never invited, so he's in the never attended tier. Because he's so unpredictable. But that might be what you want. If you're grabbing a meeting of the most evil people, like if I was like, who are the most evil villains in Marvel? I would be weird if Carnage wasn't on there. So because of that, he's going top 1% attendance. Part of me wants to say never attended because they didn't want to risk having a maniac who might kill, all the people, but like he'd kill the staff and stuff. But I feel they don't care. They just replace them. They'd be like, oh, great, Carnage, murdered the chef. Whatever. We'll bring a new one over on a boat. Rhino. I know I said I didn't want to do this, but this dude I definitely could see. Look at this. I'm picturing these three guys standing around the barbecue, talking, having a beer. Maybe fucking Taskmaster's doing some cool, tricks with the soccer ball. And they're just laughing and having a good time. Easy to picture. Apocalypse. Fuck that shit. He's a fucking supremacist. He doesn't believe in humans and shit. He's like, fuck you guys. Never attended. Easy. Omega Red. Omega Red is a really cool villain. He's one of my favorite. I haven't even read a bunch of him, but I've always just thought Omega Red was really cool. Cool name. Cool design, cool powers, cool character. Never been done in live action. He's pretty messed up from my understanding of him. I think I'm going to put him in Frequent Flyer. He was part of the... no, he wasn't part of Weapon X. But, maybe he was in some interpretation. Some of that lore gets very confusing. I could see him there. I could see him popping down... the Lolita Express lands, a couple people get off, we got freaking Zemo and Electro and, Madame Mask and Killmonger, and then the last one is Omega Red. I could picture that. Thanos definitely not going, unless there was an Infinity Stone. If they told him there was an Infinity Stone and he came here for that, I could see it. I could see them. And I wouldn't put it past Epstein to have an Infinity Stone, or I guess Infinity Gems if we're doing the comics right now. Yeah, I could see he was tricked. Even if the Infinity Gem was real, he'd be like, "What is this? What? I don't have any." Actually, he wouldn't even care. They'd be like, "We're blackmailing you." He's like, "I don't give a fuck. Just give me the Infinity Gem. I'm gonna go, whatever." This is Blackheart. This is a demon lord of hell. Like Dormammu. He'd probably find this entertaining, though. He's like, yeah, pure evil. Yes, I love it. So he's Frequent Flyer. Because this would be like a monument to his existence. Mystique. Mystique, I think, is inherently a good person. Who does bad things. But I think she, deep down, is good. So, because of that, I'm dropping her in never attended. I just couldn't see her doing that or being okay with it. She has a lot of flaws, but I don't think she's like an evil person. So that's where she's going. Hobgoblin. What a crazy pull. I don't even know. Is the real Green Goblin even on this list? Okay, yeah, there he is. I mean, he's just like a bitter loser. I could see him going. He wouldn't take the plane, though. He would fly over on his fucking thing because he would think it's cool. He'd be like, I'm flying over on my fucking broomstick. It's so freaking cool to do that. My Hobgoblin glider. The Hobglider. Yeah, he'd be there because he just wants to fit in and he wants to be respected because everyone just views him as like the second-rate Green Goblin, which he is. And be like, maybe if I hang out with all these cool, powerful people, they'll think I'm more than just a fucking loser. So there he goes. This is Onslaught, not Magneto, because that's Magneto there. And Onslaught's way bigger than Magneto, and you can't see his face. He's like not even like a figure. He's like a essence. He's like Magneto and Professor X molded into one or something. It's like a weird story, and he absorbs like everything with powers and takes their powers, and they had to stop him by like sacrificing all the non-powered heroes to him. And I think Iron Man like pushed Doctor Doom into him. I don't think he has any desires or anything. So he's going and never attended. He's not like a person. Hela. Hela, goddess of death. Probably pretty busy. If this was like a Greek figure, definitely. But I don't know if the Norse, historically had a lot going on with kids. So, dropping her down there. Doctor Doom. Now, he's kind of comparable to Lex Luthor. If you remember, I put Lex Luthor in the was tricked category. So I might be willing to put Doctor Doom in there. But the thing is, Doctor Doom, I think, is smarter than Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor goes to prison. I mean, Lex Luthor's a genius. He's almost as smart as Doctor Doom, I think. But I feel like Doctor Doom is consistently one step ahead of people. And I feel like Lex has lost battles of wits. You can be like, oh, so is Doctor Doom. But he always has this essence that he always comes out on top, even when he loses. I've seen Lex Luthor in prison a bunch of times. They both are driven by an ego and narcissism that holds them back from what they're truly capable of. But I think Doctor Doom is just a step above him. I think he would never attend. I think we would try to get him to go, but he'd be like, yeah, no. No, thank you. I know what's going on here. And he would, like, Predator drone strike. Oh, what? Predator. That was unintentional. But he'd, like, drone strike the island and kill, like, whoever tried inviting him. Dr. Octopus. Anyone who looks like this, bro. The glasses, the bowl cut, the build. He's short. He's desperate for anything, and I think that makes you dangerous. Lady Deathstrike. I don't know if she would go. I guess they would probably trick her into going. I'll put her in Was Tricked. I'd want a super assassin with adamantium claw fingers on my team. And they'd probably be like, oh yeah, your buddies freaking Sabretooth and Omega Red are there. And she's like, what? Oh, okay, I guess I'll stop by and say hello. They should all be like, what the fuck? Who is this? Oh, is this... No, Goblin Queen has red hair. Who the fuck is this? That looks like Psylocke, but it's not. I'm going to save this image and I'm going to reverse image search it. Can I not do that? I don't know who that is. Are there like comments on here that can tell me? No. I have no idea who that is. Let's see. Female Marvel Comics villains, black hair. Let's see. It's not Domino. It's not... I already looked at Madame Mask. That's from fucking G.I. Joe. It's not... I don't know who the fuck that is. It's not any of these characters. Oh, is it this? Who is this? Oh, is that a picture of her? Is that the picture? Oh, who it is? Who is... No. That... Fuck! That's this right here. Oh, wait. Image search. Copy image, and how do we do an image search again? I never do. Oh, search by image. Yes. Who is this? Oh, it's Black Queen. Oh, dude, I don't know shit about Black Queen. I ain't attending Black Queen Marvel. I don't know who the fuck this is. I don't know. I mean, I know, but isn't she like... She's part of the Hellfire Club, right? Yeah, she's... But I don't know anything about this character. But she's part of like... Okay, here's what I can say. She's part... I know about the Hellfire Club. They're like a weird Illuminati type group. And because of that... I think she is a frequent flyer. I think if you're part of sussy cult-like Illuminati groups, New World Order, globalist nonsense, I think you're at least a frequent flyer. Mr. Sinister, I think he was tricked. He thought he could go here and clone, and was. They were like, you can do experiments here, and he's like, what kind? And he showed up, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So I'm dropping him there. Galactus never he wouldn't even fit on the island. He wouldn't fit. He wouldn't be able to do anything. He'd be too big. He couldn't play volleyball. Couldn't enjoy some barbecue. He couldn't even fit on the plane. No. That's a no. Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. I'm going to put him also in was tricked. I think they bamboozled him into going as Norman, and he went psycho as the Green Goblin and was like, I'm just here. The Green Goblin loves this. But Norman Osborn was invited, and then he goblined out. When he went goblin mode when he got there, oh boy, Adrian Toomes, the Vulture. Beep, bop, bop, bop. Creepy old man. Yeah, sorry. You definitely come from a time when the age of consent was the age of suggestion. He doesn't think it's that bad. Same thing with this guy. This guy's a freak. Craven, freak, dude. He doesn't believe in any. He only believes in the laws of nature, which are do whatever the fuck you want. Loki, also frequent flyer. Bad guy, bad dude, creepy ass. Like, he just looks creepy. No. And I'm not talking about, like, MCU Loki. It's like, oh, he's kind of wholesome and nice. Well, I know he killed, like, 1 million people and committed genocide, but, he's, like, a nice guy now. We're good friends because he's so handsome. Fucking morons. I hate that shit. I mean, I like what they did with Loki, but no. He's freaking fly. I'm talking fucked up comics Loki. The Mandarin. He was tricked. You'd want him to go. He has power, influence, and stuff, but I also don't think he would be very stern in a corner, like, fuck. Magneto, he just wouldn't have an interest. He's like, I don't care. I don't want to socialize with you, and I'm not entertained by these games. Fuck off. Mephisto, I think he's the same as... I think he would go to fucking party, but he would go to party a lot. And he wouldn't be like these guys who are just here to barbecue. Like, he's there to fucking have a wild-ass time. I don't know. I don't think he would partake in things, but he'd be like, what's up? It's me. And he's there like, oh my god, he's back this weekend again. Surtur. Fire Demon. No. Why would he be there? He's too busy. MODOK. Dude, he's like the Stephen Hawking of the Marvel Universe. And that guy was there. So, you know who else is going there? MODOK. Top 1% attendance. I don't know if Stephen Hawking was top 1% attendance, but just the fact that he's one of the only names we know, yes. I think that's Morgan Le Fay. Or is that Agatha? Oh, yeah, that's totally Morgan. Right? Can we find... Yep, there it is. Yep, how did I know? Okay. She's too busy. She doesn't want to go. No. Same thing with Kang. Well, he might want to observe. He'd know what it is, but he's like, this is a moment in time in history. I must view it as it is. And he'd be there, and he would try to concoct some fucking insane plan. Viper. I think she goes wherever Zemo goes, so I'm going to put her right next to him. And she's down to do whatever the fuck he wants. She's really messed up. You know, they're evil Nazi psychos. Of course. Mysterio. It's another Spider-Man villain. Oh my god, do all the Spider-Man villains go up there? No, okay, we got 2 down here. Mysterio is a lonely freak. He's a special effects... He's a freakish incel nerd. like, he's a maniac. I could see him manipulating, like, people and taking pleasure in evil shit. So he's going there. He's frequent flyer. Red Skull. Yeah, I mean, it's the Red Skull. How would he not go? Right? I mean, maybe he'd find it beneath him. Maybe he was tricked. I think he was tricked. He was invited one time, and he showed up and was like, fuck. This dude is such a fucking incel, bro. I know I said that about Mysterio, but Ultimate Reed Richards, the maker, is one of the biggest incels of all time. So I think we have to default throw him here in frequent flyer. He proposed to Sue at her father's funeral and had a psycho meltdown and tried to kill all his friends when she said no. Weird guy. The leader. Samuel Stearns. I mean, the leader's pretty smart. So I don't think you could trick him. But maybe he would think there's something he could gain from it. Because, like, look at who's going. Abomination, Thanos, Loki, Zemo, Carnage, Dr. Octopus, Typhoid Mary, The Hood, Omega Red, Blackheart. That's a lot of connections. I think he values connections more than he values morality. So I think he'd choose to go. He'd pretend he's a freaking flyer. Okay, let's put him there. Ultron, robot, no penis. He doesn't care. Why? Like, he has no need for this. He would not be entertained by the barbecue. He would just attack the island. Same thing. Come on, Sentinels. Maybe they'd be there like, okay, this is, again, they'd be here as like security. So this is like the extracurricular category. So they're in there. They're the security. Silver Sable. She would not go. Not in a million years. I love Silver Sable. She would not show up. Silver Samurai, though. I don't know. I think he gets tricked. He leads like a samurai clan. I think they fooled him into going. And he's like, God damn it. You got me. Alright. Sin, Red Skull's daughter. Truly one of the most evil Marvel characters. She's with Crossbones. They go. I think that's him behind her in that image, maybe. Where he goes, she goes. Especially in like the Ed Brubaker run. They're attached at the hip. They bang. They're Bonnie and Clyde. So if he's top 1% attendance, that means she is too. Bullseye. Why are we even playing games? This dude is like the reverse Flash of Marvel. That's how I view him. So, Reverse Flash was top 1% attendance. He's a super freak. So is Bullseye. There you go. Black Cat, good person, wouldn't go. Venom, wouldn't go. He's become a hero. Kingpin, he's in the was trick category. He has to be. They fooled him into showing up. He had this evil ass smile on his face, and it was wiped off as soon as he got there. He's like, fuck, I fell for it. God damn it. Juggernaut. I think he would vibe with these guys. I think they'd chill and they'd hang out. And they'd be storming around on the beach. Kind of the vibe I'm getting. I think I like this. I think this is okay. I think I'm going to move Electro down to only there for the barbecue. I think that's the only change I'm going to make. Now that I've gone over it. Because I could just see him chilling with these three. Or these four. And the Sentinels are watching them. But I think I'm happy with everything else. Yeah, I think so. Alright, well, hopefully this forces whoever's in charge of all this, flight log, client list nonsense to... I hope they're shaking in their boots at the release of this video. And the last one. I hope they're there, their knees are clacking together, like, all scared. And, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. This is good. enjoy. You should go watch my DC video if you haven't, and you should also subscribe if you haven't done that, which you definitely should do. But I think we're done with these, unless someone has a really good idea for me in the comments. But yeah, goodbye for now.